We're really excited to have you watch, hopefully, the conclusion of the world building process for us.
It's happening.
It's happening.
100% done.
It's done.
I'm doing this.
Yeah. That's code for everyone wants to be rolling dice right now.
Yes.
Yeah, and me included. So you just rolled a paperclip.
D paperclip is really just not not successful. 2. Yes.
So before
So
we
sad and
get into the thick of things, I know it is Ashleen's turn currently.
I took my turn. Technically, it's Shanna's turn, but I'm the focus.
Yes, you're the lens, and you created the
lens.
focus.
Oh.
You created the and
I had a whole week.
and
You're chill. You're chill.
and Shanna is. Can I say a little bit about why you're?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Shanna is having back problems, and so she's sitting down on the ground right now. So that may be why you can't see her.
But I'm gonna get up eventually.
Yeah, she's gonna get up eventually.
Yeah.
We're all adults here. We can imagine the Shan. It's good.
She's doing the audio podcast. We're doing the video podcast.
Right.
It's a multi-tier level.
It's teamwork.
You have to unlock like a higher patron in order to get video Shanna.
Yeah.
There's like
feel
a
like
secret
I
camera up on the ceiling. That's
The
just
masseuse
better.
level.
I need like a shark fin.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
But now we have to discuss.
Rochambeau.
And I know that Ashley isn't here.
Or more like
But
characters fight each other or something.
but stat rolls. Connor suggested a while ago rolling stats and rolling all the way down and kind of like take it as it comes in terms of the rolls. Strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. I am strangely attracted to this idea, but I am not, I'm going to be jamming at first. So it's ultimately up to you guys as players.
So if I may make a suggestion on that, like I also like it as a potential. I don't know about like necessarily straight down the line, but I'm open to that. But I like that if we go that route or some route of that, an iteration I've seen of that is where everybody does one set, and then that becomes a collective pool that everybody can draw from. So you don't just end up having like a potential of like the bell curve in the game where you got one kid who's got 6s down the line, right? And then one person that is just all 18s. It's unlikely, but that would be really shitty to have that radical differentiation between characters, and probably harder for you as well to potentially balance things on a GM level. If you got somebody who's functionally like, why are you even on this adventuring team? Right. I mean, maybe that's an extreme, but I like having like that level of, hey, you can choose whatever dice, that got rolled. We could all choose the same one. We could all choose different ones.
Right.
If we force the roll down the line, that's why there could be some differentiation where you're like, well, I really want a bard, and so I want my charisma higher.
I don't know. I think on like a counter to that we all are pretty familiar with D&D, and if we wanted to, we could build like characters that just everything's kind of easy for them, for that character, and I feel like it's kind of interesting to like go into it like just completely random. Yeah, you might end up with like a warrior with like terrible strength and fucking ball and charisma, so play that. You know what I mean? Like you are a weak warrior that talks shit a lot. Like, I don't know, like I just feel like it could kind of like shape our characters a little bit, and it could be like a really fun way to like see where it goes. It's not like we won't have built like chances to like raise our stats in different places as we level,
And Bill and I were talking this afternoon. It kind of opens up the story a little bit more for us as players to have to problem solve, and him to be creating scenarios that aren't just number crunching. And also like there are magic items out there, and we can build stats that way too. So
I guess what the point I think we're all trying to make is that it's like it's interesting like for the story, and that it kind of makes our characters more realistic, because I feel like just putting out like a cookie cutter stats, like this is what warrior stats should be, this is what rogue stats should be, this is, you know what I mean, isn't as like interesting.
I mean, I think we're going to access a lot of interesting through the world itself and the way we bring flavor through that. But I like what you're saying. If we go this route, then I might prefer having, instead of like just the rolling down the line, having the pool, and you can kind of assign things. That does give you the ability to have like, hey, maybe the best stat I rolled is going to be the one that might be more important for my character.
So you're saying
but
you
then I
still
might
roll
have some really terrible ones. So you roll 6 stats, and then you get to place them where you want.
Okay.
Because then you could also just have like one really good stat and some terrible stats, and still have to be very creative, right?
Yeah.
Like I want there to be something like, you can support a strength and still have some weaknesses, right? As opposed to just like, all right, I'm rolling up this this sorcerer that is just all dex and nothing else. And you're like,
Sounds
oh,
like a
I'm not sure
compromise.
that would be really fun, or it could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of, if we're gonna go that route, I would like something like some level of being able to tweak the character slightly.
Okay.
Giving characters really pronounced weaknesses in areas where they can't necessarily control it gives me a lot of option and opportunity too as the GM to like really play with some really fun magic items. So that's something that kind of caters to my like that would be fun to introduce into the story like at a certain point.
Have a really dumb, happy-go-lucky character that you give like a circlet of intelligence to, and now just becomes really sad because he's looking at the terrible nature of the world. Yeah. I like it.
Honestly, I'm really attracted from a story perspective and how you guys play off of and react to your strengths and your weaknesses. I am actually really attracted to the roll straight down, and it would be like 46 take the best 3 out of the d6. But I'm also a little bit interested in like how you say you want maybe just a little bit more control over sort of like the number spread and making sure that things don't get put into weird places. I think that we could maybe institute a rule where like everybody gets one flip,
One swap.
That's
yeah.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing? Isn't there like a rule in the, I don't know if we have to follow it necessarily, but in the character building part of the player's guide, isn't there a rule that says like when you do that, your 6 numbers can only like add up to 55 or something like that?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Not when you're actually like rolling the dice. I know that the whatchamacallit, the point buy puts a solid cap on the highest number that you could put in a stat is 15, and then you add your racial bonuses on top of that, if any. So I know that's the case, but no, I don't. I'm not sure. Do you want to actually kind of look it up just to make sure?
Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of curious, like,
Yeah.
if there was anything in there about it.
Really, why? And this is no offense to you, but like, why this is not important to me is that this is why this conversation is existing is because we get to say whatever we want.
No,
to do.
totally, and I understand that. I was just wondering if, like, because like Will was saying, you might get like a really broken character that rolls straight 18s. Like, if there was like a
Yeah,
a
I
way
wouldn't
to-
like that option either. I want to be really clear. I don't
No,
want
I
the
wouldn't either.
mega-powered character.
That would be boring. I
Yeah.
feel like, oh, my character can do anything.
At that
Fuck
point,
with me.
at that point, I would absolutely want like a all 18s and one 6, and then that's going to the primary. Like, so you are the wizard that is an idiot.
Yeah.
Super strong. Like, I don't know why. Who told you you could be a wizard? You maybe just intimidated the
Like
fuck
a
out of
wizard with
them.
like an AC of 18.
I'm doing magic.
I have a really fun idea.
Hit us. with it.
What if we could bargain with each other to trade?
Like, we each get to swap a stat with another person
Yep.
instead of swap our own. That's kind of interesting.
I like
And
that
that would
better
be
than
fun drama
Yeah,
too to like watch
I'm
play
down.
out.
yeah.
I'll take your 4 if you take my.
Yeah, exactly. And it could be like, I mean, we don't have to have specific rules about it. It could be just like, well, I'll trade you that if you trade me this.
Yeah.
And your
See what I
first
mean?
magical item.
Right.
And
Yeah.
On your
Firstborn.
firstborn.
Yeah, of my choosing.
Oh, God.
It could be really fun.
Yeah, I was thinking it would also just be really fun, all of us rolling it together, like, because
Yeah.
then we can do things like, I'll trade you my 4 strength for, because I'm a bard or a wizard.
Oh
and
yeah,
you're,
per stat do the trading.
yeah,
Like, you have to
So
trade
everybody do
strength for
strength simultaneously.
Yeah.
yeah,
And like, I can see that. It's kind of interesting.
It's exciting if anything else.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
You know?
I mean, like,
I'd be down.
see where this goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also we could be like, this was a terrible idea. We're sticking with these characters until they die,
you can
and then maybe
also-
we'll start try something else.
yeah,
And
I'm
you can
cool with
also
that.
just be like making a case for yourself too. Like, well, I need that because I have this plan. And then we can like see how like, oh, well, your plan's not gonna work out, so how are you gonna shuffle that around?
Fate has intervened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is like why then what I ask, like, and I think we're already aiming towards this anyway, like as we're going to the where do we want to start playing. I know everybody probably has an idea of like a character they might be interested in. So I want to have like, this is the character idea a little more solid when you've come out and like sell those your idea to your character to the group.
yeah.
And then then there's a little bit more to the guys. This is why I really need that 18.
Can I ask you guys a question
right?
about that
Yes.
really quick?
Yeah.
I saw in your email that you were saying in our next one we're going to decide where we're going and then character build together. Should we come to the session with our backstories kind of already in mind and like what race and class we want to be, or is it all just
if you want, or if you want it to be like a blank slate and it's like, okay, my character background is going to be dependent on the roles that I get and where we pick. So you can do either way, honestly. Like I honestly I
go
think
with a
that's
bag of tricks, but I like that. Like I'm planning on scaffolding some things out and having like I really want to play X, Y, and Z. That depends for me on what period we're in. I'm gonna
no,
figure
definitely.
out
I have a couple different
Um,
like skeletons of characters already, but like I was just curious what the expectation was.
So you're a
for,
necromancer.
Like, yes. I
I have so many skeletons, guys.
so many
are
skeletons.
they in the closet?
Yeah.
Always.
Oh
All right,
man.
all right.
What?
I
Out of the
also
closet.
like to just about the debating a little bit more. I like it because we can help shape each other's characters as long as we're not too like grasping of like the idea that we have coming into about who we want to play.
Yeah, you
like
gotta-
we can argue with people
I
because
think
if
this game has
somebody's
taught me
really jonesing for like an 18 and something,
Yeah.
and somebody's like, but wait, like what if you play it like this? And then somebody else is like, yeah, that's a great. I've never, you know, that's
Fine,
really
you're trading me your next one.
that's like a better story, you know. It's like we can sell each other on. We can affect just
Yeah.
who we end up becoming anyway,
Right.
just
Hell yeah.
even before we begin,
Right.
which is fun.
All right. So we have a solid direction, and to be clear, that direction would be to roll everyone's strength at the same time, everyone's dexterity at the same time, that kind of thing, and then after all is said and done, then we get to kind of like each player has like one
There's a trading round.
trade that they can be like, hey, like I want to trade this for this with you and this and that. Now, does that mean that, so if Will traded
Like a
with
white elephant
Ashleen,
in
for
stats?
example, does that mean that both of your trades are done?
So you're saying one trade total, or are we saying per like?
Or am I saying one offer total? Like
Whenever
you get to
everyone gets to
offer
initiate
Ashleen.
one.
Ashleen either says yes or no, right? So then that means that you can offer someone, you go until someone says yes to one thing, right? And then Ashleen then gets to offer to Connor, and then say Connor says yes, then so now that was your one offer, and then that was your one offer. Are we doing that, or are we doing one trade?
I say one offer per
Okay.
player.
Okay.